Rocken Larry Locken with What's Your Opinion Show Network, and in conjunction with Opinion with Facts, ran and owned by Kenny Jackson. I am Rocken Larry Locken, and you're tuned to the Keeping It Real show with Miss D. I'm going to be the producer of the show and chime in co-host at times. Sorry for that introduction there. My cat was meowing and it threw me off, but I guess that's how it is on air and radio. But Miss D, we've got several subjects to talk about. Miss D is rearing and ready to go. We're going to start off with Brett Kavanaugh and the nomination today that was confirmed by the Supreme Court, right down party lines. It's predictable as dry paint. And then we're going to have Susan Collins and some other issues that come up. Miss D, welcome in. And what the hell do you make of what went down today?
Well, thank you, first of all, for welcoming me to the show. Shout out to Kenny of Opinion of Fact show. And thank you for welcoming me into the show. So let's get down to it, shall we? Okay, so yes, I already knew that it's all been a smokescreen with the FBI investigation. I knew there was not going to be an FBI investigation, but they only said that to apparently make the people happy. And a lot of people were happy with that. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the state that we're in, or the country that we're in. It's going to run their way. It's going to run their way. Now, there may be some curves and turns in there, but this is the way they want it. Okay, so frankly, I'm interested in what other people have to say about it, because I know that they are looking to overturn a lot of things that are already in place, including Roe v. Wade. You know that's a big thing. Which I'm not in that category because I'm not having babies anymore. But still, what about my children and their children, and what's going to happen next? And I don't have any. I don't feel sorry for the poor white man that has gotten away with almost everything.
You mean the rich white man? The rich white man.
Well, I call it poor because that's how Donald Trump wants to make it. Oh, poor Brett Kavanaugh.
Poor Brett.
Oh my God. His life.
Poor little Brett and his privilege.
Let's get down to it. His life is supposed to be ruined now. He's already making millions of dollars. So just because we were trying to keep him from making tens of millions, now his life is ruined. Now, I know a lot of people who can't even make $1 million, but they are in a whole different lifespan. Susan Collins, let's bring her into it,
Oh, that mealy mouth. I don't want to insult women.
Is she in Maine or Maryland? I think Maine, right? Larry? Jontel? Jontel? Jontel!
Sorry about that technical difficulty, folks. Yeah, she's in Maine.
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, she's in Maine, happy lobsters and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that, unfortunately, white people have already and always have looked out for number one, and number one is themselves, and that is it. And, sometimes as an African American, I sit back and I think about how would I be if I were them. I look at them in movies and things like that, and or do they know? I don't know. I
Are they
don't
conscious
know.
of it? Are they aware of it? Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, I don't know. Or are they aware of what's happening, or do they even care? See, I have to care about the people who don't even have as much as I do. And I don't have a lot, but I have to care about them. But you know what? I already know that Susan Collins and all the other people at the top, they are worried about the people who, until I have the money. And then, of course, they're going to try to take me down, but I'm smarter than they are. But until I have the money, they're not going to listen to me.
No.
I'm not going to get invited to sit at the table with these.
No, they're interested in their lobbyist groups. And yeah, there's a racist agenda there totally. And, they've never had it. They're completely clueless too, because they've never really had to struggle. Maybe some of them had to work hard at grades or whatever, but they have never had to struggle or worry about what it's like to.
No, they didn't even have to work hard at grades. I mean, you know what? They could have bought their grades.
Yep.
Well, I know. Okay.
Look,
I am not the most educated person, but I am educated. But Donald Trump's language, it is definitely not up to par at all.
Don't people get that? What the hell is wrong with the whole country? I mean, don't people get that? I mean, this guy sounds like an idiot. Even if somebody was doing all great things, we can't tolerate somebody who talks like that. Fuck that.
There's a certain type of appeal that gets to
people that want a cult leader. Yeah, people that want somebody to follow.
I mean, because I look in the background. When he's doing his rallies, and I look at the people back there. They don't have that much. I could challenge anyone. I would challenge any one of them. Any one of them. The people that stand in the background, that's clapping and everything. When he was mocking Christine Ford, saying, where was it? Where did it happen? What day was it, and all that. I know. See, it touches me because I know that you don't necessarily remember the exact day. You can kind of frame it a little bit, but you don't remember the exact day. But it's certain things you do remember. There's background stuff, things that kind of stick into your mind.
The smell, the feel, the
the smells. It's different thing. I know because I've been there. But you know what? I don't bring my issue up for this exact reason that she didn't bring it up all these years. And in my situation was over 40 years ago, even longer than hers. But what's the point? Who's going to pay attention to me? First of all, they're letting everybody know that, first of all, you're a woman. Okay, and back in the day, years ago, women were not allowed to even speak, not unless the husband told them to. See, I came up in a different era. I did. I was past, well, just slightly past. Well, I'm still in the baby boomers, but just slightly past it. Where
between Gen X and the baby boomers.
I speak up for myself.
Right.
I know, but I can't get it. I'm online. Can you tell him that, please?
Online or just talking to?
No, I'm online, live.
On the air.
On the air, yeah. later.
On radio.
Later, please. My mother, in her era, you know, she was born in 1939. Or
How long can you wait? Because they won't wait.
30 minutes. Look, I can't do it right now. My mother was born up in that type of era where you grew up, you graduated high school, and you got married and you had kids, and that was the gist of it. When I came along, I was too outspoken for that. You know, I was going to do it my way, however that was going to be, but it was going to be my way. I knew that. I knew I wasn't going to sit back and let some man tell me what to do and when to do it and how to do it and all that. That was not going to work for me then, and it did not work for me now. Okay.
You know, it's funny how it still sure works for a lot of white women. Like 53% of these white women voted for Trump, and
they were groomed that way. They were, and this is why black men tend to sometimes flock to white women, because they're groomed that way. They don't want somebody. They don't want somebody opinionated like me all up in their ear. You know, I want to know. Look, I'm all up in your business. All the business, and I don't know nothing. I need to know what the bottom line is. How you paying this? How you paying that? I gotta make sure that you keeping up on the up and everything. No, and me, a lot of men don't want that. But hey, look, I am the queen and chief in my household. I'm running this because I already know I'm gonna keep track of the bottom line. Men can sometimes lose track. They go gambling and whatever, and you know what? And then some women sitting back, they don't know what happened, but because they left everything in charge of the man. No, I'm too smart for that.
Well, kudos to you for that, and I wish more, well, especially more white women in the U.S. would really take heed that. And they're groomed that way, they're brainwashed that way. They come up in these families, they're at least middle to middle upper class, and they're just, and then but it infects too all demographics of white women, even like trailer park white women. They think, oh well, Trump is the greatest and he's going to save us, and the mentality is really sickening, and they don't think about the ramifications and implications and how stupid the country already looks stupid to the world and has for decades, but how much slower and stupider.
Well, Trump is not thinking about anything except for, you know, the people that's paying attention to him. His base is all about money, you know. And when he says, well, he took $1 million and made it into $1 billion. Well, you know what? If all of us had that opportunity to take $1 million and make it into something, we would probably all go much further. But you know, he got lots and lots of money.
Yeah, $1 million wasn't it. $1 million wasn't all he got.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? It really, I'm sick to death about white people thinking that they're so much better. You know, I'm not going to feel ashamed for coming out of my black mother. I'm not going to feel ashamed.
No, you shouldn't.
It is what it is. You know, let's.
I just can't believe. I want to just say I just can't believe these Republican women that voted for Kavanaugh, because especially Susan Collins. But I want to say about her. Have you ever heard? You've heard her talk, right?
You know what? Look, Larry.
Now, fucking.
What do they have to lose? That's what the important question is. What do they have to lose? It's something. Look, they all have made side deals. I mean,
they like their cushy jobs. They like their cushy little Senate.
No, baby. This is even
and side deals to keep them rich in case they're ever voted out of there.
That's right. Remember, you know, Donald Trump has never showed his tax returns. They've hid money or whatever. I mean, just regular folk like you and me, if we got a hold to a whole lot of money, we would probably hide it up under a child's name or something like that too. So I get the business, but you know what? You already have enough. Why? I don't get it. Why or how? Okay, first of all, I learned in school and everything about having empathy for people.
Yeah, I have.
I don't see any of that going on. It's like,
there's a few of us, only the awakened of us have the empathy. And there's a big difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is oh, I feel sorry for that poor guy over there. Empathy is being able to relate and feel that person.
And I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing
there's zero of it.
I mean, they all go home to their plush houses.
Yeah, we need universal-based income. We need a universal-based income, like Bernie's talked about, like Obama's starting to talk about now. I wish he would have brought it up while he was president. He was kind of handcuffed by a Democrat or a Republican.
He wasn't allowed to bring up very much when he was president. He had to walk. He had to look. Let's just take a step back. Let's take a step back on everything where, any of these things been going on when Obama was president, he would already been booted out, period. There's no question about it.
One of them even, yeah, no doubt about it.
Just one of the things, okay.
One of the things he said even.
Okay, just one of the things. Now, I'm going to take a step back because, this, was on my mind. And I thought about, the Bill Cosby case, and yeah, he may have done some things that he should not have done, and he has paid graciously for them, money wise, and now time wise as well. Okay, yeah. But where was all this movement of oh, your poor boy, and all this? When he was up for trial, see, you see what I'm saying? It's this double standard. It's a partisan thing,
Well, yeah, look at the vote. It went just like
but he's the only one that's going to go to jail. I mean, all these other people,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would Professor Ford, especially at this time and age, look, she's in her 50s, come out and say anything at all? Why would she?
I don't know. Well, Fox News has tried to say she's doing it for a pharmaceutical group, or that does an abortion drug, and that she's got a friend with the FBI. Fox is coming up with all these conspiracies and shit, and as to why she did it, and I don't know. I don't believe it.
Okay. Now she's not the only one that's come out and said something.
Yeah, no, not at all. We got Julie Swetnick and Deborah Ramirez.
She was a lone wolf. Then yeah, maybe I can take that scenario that because
right,
it's this, that, or the other. But other people came out and look. I'm sorry, I've looked at men in their eyes. Many of them, both black, white, and everything else. I think that there is going to be an issue with him. First of all, he already said how he would swing towards President Trump not being impeached. So that is a main thing. They just, what? I think the senators in Congress and the House, they just all wanted to be smooth sailing in their area. On the right, just smooth sailing. They don't
the court.
They don't want any ruffles or whatever, Well,
they're really trying to stack the courts, Misty, because they know demographic-wise their time is running out in a generation or so. So they're trying to stack these courts with people that believe in their ideals with a country that the majority and more of the majority won't.
As I looked at, the senators and everything, these are all old white men.
150.
So listen to me. I wonder, if I came into their circle, what would they actually really think about me? I mean, because these are old white men, and most of them are dirty old white men too. Okay.
You know the answer to that on so many fronts of what they would say.
Well, I'm just putting it out there. They're dirty old white men, and what would they think of this you know, a woman of color that is so, first of all, they would think, how dare she speak to me this way? And I want them to think that. How dare I speak to them that way? You know what? God gave me a mouth and 2 ears. I will, one mouth and 2 ears. So I listen more and I do talk less. But when it's time for me to talk, stop the press because I'm going to talk, you know.
I'll tell you
But
what, I almost kind of think, and you know, wouldn't want any African American woman to go through this, but I'll tell you what, they may have railroaded an African American woman harder this time if it were her in Blasie's place. But I'll tell you what, I think the backlash would have been really nasty from that too. And I think that it would really it'd be a lesson learner this time.
If it wasn't Christine Blasey Ford and it was a black woman, I just don't even want to think of the terrible things that Donald Trump would have said.
Oh, terrible.
He's no holds barred. See, now
they would have tried to restrain him.
I'll tell you, he's the type of man that I would welcome to go one-on-one with him, just for the hell of it. Him and his orange hair and orange skin, and because he thinks he knows it all. He thinks and you know what? He would think so less of me that he would not even prepare the night before to even deal with me.
No, he would.
Where I would be preparing to deal with him, but he would not, because he thinks
I think on the fly you would take him down even without preparing.
What?
I said I think you could take him out without even preparing on the fly. You know what I mean? If you have to do it on the fly.
I would prepare because I'm a professional, and whatever it is I do, I'm a professional. But you know, this is some average dude that sat behind me in class that was thumping his pencil while I was trying to concentrate. That's who he is. See, yeah. I got him. I got his number, and it tells you even more about the American people that stand. I would never. He can never be my leader. What?
Yeah, I'm not looking for a cult leader. I'm looking for a president.
But you know what? I don't know what goes on behind the cameras, but I see the people standing behind him, even kids or whatever. You know, when he was even doing the talking the wrong thing about Professor Ford, there was a kid in the background, and the little boys, young men, young adults are listening to this, and they're going to think that, oh wow, you know, we can grab women by the pussies and it's going to be okay, you know.
They've learned that at home, and you can only imagine how their parents speak and the innuendos and the references some of those rednecks make.
You know what? I only wish I could be a fly on a wall at some of these people's houses. But I looked at these people's faces and I'm like, these are some people that I might be seeing on a day-to-day basis that think this way of me. They think I'm lower than dirt. Look at me right in the eye, but that's what they think, you know.
Well, these people are lower than dirt. They look about fucking vacant in the mind, most of them, and they look like they're either that or having an orgasm every time Trump speaks, their guru. It's really disgusting. If you notice the background ever at some of these rallies, what they'll do is, because it's whiter than it's 1940s white. Okay, so sometimes they'll usher in minorities. You'll see them go in. You'll see them put a couple in the crowd.
Look, if they put minorities in there, they are grilled before they get in there. You have to be, you know,
you have to be
uplifted. You have to be energized. You have to do all to see. They know who to talk to. They know not to talk to me. Don't come get my ass up in there, because I want to tell. Look, the truth is gonna be written all over your face. That's a song. The truth is gonna be written all over my face. Look, I have 3 children of my own, okay, and they're struggling, and it's not fair. I know what fair is. They think, oh well, Judge Kavanaugh is not being treated fairly. But look at here, Christine Blasey Ford done came out. See, I'm putting myself in her shoes. She's already come out and said what she said, and they are just saying, "I don't care what you say. We're putting them in there, basically telling me the same. I don't like that. You don't care what I got to say. I'm just as important as you. I mean, who changed the dynamics here?
What a charade of a hearing, too, having that woman interview her instead of the senators and then switching it up. I mean, people are just, I think
when they saw that this woman might get to some truth,
yeah,
they closed her out. They closed her out. I saw that whole, well, I didn't see all of it.
That question was leading in that direction, and they cut her off. Or it looked like it was, and they cut her ass off.
You know what? This thing was set up. Just, you know what? They set it up
charade, like a pro wrestling match,
into the favor of the Republicans, which they call the right. This is a new thing. They never used to call things the left and the right. This all started with Donald Trump. He has changed the whole dynamics of everything.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And basically what they're saying is that if we want to grab you by the pussy, we're going to do it, and you can't say anything about it. That's basically the message that they gave me when they said, okay, well, you're in. And let me just step on to something else. It's no different than, the police officers, the security guards that have shot Black men. They're basically saying, we're going to kill you, and you can't say anything about it. I mean, they're throwing it straight dab in my face.
Right. Yeah, I know that, and it's gonna really create a problem in this country.
It is a problem because look.
I mean, it's gonna create we're leading towards some. I mean, we might have a civil war. Who knows? I mean, this shit could get bad.
Yeah, definitely. Because not everybody's gonna look at, even though he's in there, but not everybody is going to look at the Supreme Court the exact same way. Brett Kavanaugh has something weighing above his head, and it's a dark cloud, but he doesn't care. Of course not, because
he's hooked up for life.
Look, he has million. Look, I don't know what $1 million even look like.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't know what it would be like to never have to worry again.
The most I've had at one time was maybe, 15,000 at one time.
Right. Yeah.
And to people like me, 15. Look, I got people out here that are begging for $1.
Right. Oh yeah, it's like that.
So, and I'm talking about 15,000 to me it's okay where I can utilize it a little bit, but it runs out fast. Fast. And these people got millions of dollars, and
the interest alone, they can live lavishly for life.
And they're not even happy with that.
No, they want to hoard it and hoard it and hoard it.
They want to cut Medicare, SNAP, anything they can cut so they can have more. Look, I already know I'm the little person. And this is why I said to you earlier that it's now or never. We got to do something. We got to get
activated, get involved. First of all, if you don't know how the political process works, study it, look it up, listen to how Congress works, Senate works, get involved, because it really is now or never. That's a cliche, but at this time in our history,
I'm totally there, but look, I'm not going to be here forever. So that's why I'm saying, for me, it's now or never. I got to, whatever, because I have a lot of motivation, lots of it, and energy.
The country's at a crossroads. Are we going to go down this road of having the 1% keep controlling and hoarding and leave it, which the middle class has been gone for decades, but leave just a poor class? Or as automation progresses, are we going to go to a universal based income with free medical care and free college and shit like that that's necessary? Because a lot of these jobs are going to go away just by automation alone. So this universal income, healthcare, all this stuff is stuff we could afford. Education is there and should be given to everybody. But is it going to take a civil war or some unrest to finally push that through? It's looking like it. I'm leaning 65-35 in that direction.
I'm leaning in that direction too, because we already know that this is not the way to go. And you're talking about the Civil War, having another Civil War, because they're already stripping away, civil rights.
Yeah, the abortion rights have really been.
How dare they? I mean, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to use my own psychology and get into their heads. What are they going to benefit from stripping away, people's rights to have an abortion or whatever, or taking away Roe v. Wade? What do they get out of it? Is there money?
They're ideologues that are paid off and bought off and set up for life, and also they've been raised in privilege and most of them in ideological religion. So there's a problem right there. We've got all that combined. And yeah, here's a better question, Misty. What are they gonna fucking do when they have everything and people come with nothing to lose with guns and hordes and shit after their family and stuff like that? They need to think about that. They need to think about.
No, now you're talking about a war for real. When people, I mean, I don't want it to get there where people
I don't either.
Where people are so totally fed up that they're just going to just say, okay, screw this, already we're in a bad situation where people can't get what they need to get. But if it comes to, I don't even want to think about it, but Donald Trump and Susan Collins and Jeff Flake, they're not going to be around when they are just trying to ensure that their life goes out happy. And that's another thing, Donald Trump was already a rich man before he even started, grade school,
Yeah, 200,000, a millionaire by 8. Yeah, his trust fund.
I mean, does not anybody get that he didn't? It's not like, look.
They think but he's like you and me. They'll say, oh, but he's like you and me. He's just a simple guy. Oh, no, I'm not like him. Fuck that motherfucker. He's been rich his whole life too.
Went to sleep and woke up. He was already rich. That's all he had to do was go to sleep and wake up.
That's it.
There was no effort into it. He didn't even have to use his brain yet. He wasn't even in school yet. Okay, I have to utilize everything that God gave me. And that's the best part about it, is that I can utilize everything God gave me. He can't utilize anything. Okay.
Yeah, so we've heard.
Brains there, maybe, but I can feel great because I have all the knowledge that I learned on myself or God gave me or whatever. All he has is that the fact that his father, whose father probably owned slaves that did all the work to help you to make the money. They
were ripping off the government. He was getting contracts. His dad was getting contracts to build low-cost housing from the government, and he was overbilling the government and shit by 2 and 3 times on materials.
Yeah.
I mean, that came out in the New York Times, I think, about a week ago.
We are, in the New York Times also is where he placed the ad to bring the death penalty back and kill 5 young men for yes. And you know what? Nobody even wants to bring that up. But
no apology from that fucker, nothing. I mean, no apology, and it wasn't even his place to do that. That's the biggest racist. That's one of the biggest racist acts I've ever seen, is him taking that accent out.
Well, no. What he did was, no, this is the biggest racist thing, is that he made it a point that when he got in office to erase, trying to erase anything that President Obama did.
Everything, all the progress that he was able to make under that racist Congress and Senate.
And then he pulls up the plaque, where he done signed it, because, your signature is a beautiful thing when you can just write your signature and it's done, it's sealed,
Signed, delivered.
And signed, sealed, and delivered. Yeah, that's Stevie Wonder's song. I got it on album, ladies and gentlemen. But he has done the country a lot of detriment, and I'm not sure if we're going to recover, because look, I think that what he's done in the last 2 years is going to take many years to recover, and I don't even know I'm going to be around to see it if we do recover, because I looked at those white people in his background and they were cheering. I couldn't believe it. That, okay,
it was like watching a cult.
Donald Trump, but you were actually cheering for, I mean, it was like a joke. He's like, where did it happen? I don't remember. What day was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, and they're mocking the possible.
Oh my God. He's like, all I remember is that I had one beer. I mean, nothing about Brett Kavanaugh at that time. He's just saying that, if she doesn't remember, why bring it up? Why'd you say anything 30-something years later? You should have just kept your goddamn mouth shut, is what he was saying. You should have just keep your mouth shut until I ask you to speak. That's what he's saying. See, look, I've dealt with enough men in my lifetime, and I deal with men now. So I get it. Then here we are. She done already exposed herself. And now he has made her a laughing stock. A laughing stock. And then we got other women like Susan Collins, who's not even coming to look, just like y'all got a bro code, like there's the what do you call it? the code of the blue code for the police officers. Their code. Women have lost their code because they're too dependent on men. I don't depend on any man. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of these white Midwestern and Southern women that have been brought up that way to just shut up and don't say anything. But they're privileged too. They can just they don't have to think in their mind. If they were put in a situation where they haven't ever had to scrap or struggle, but they usually, a lot of them have shit taken care of for them. So as long as they shut the fuck up, there's nothing done.
I'm off camera just for a minute.
Okay. Are you doing a task?
I got a couple of customers. I'm gonna make it quick. Come on.
Okay. Well, while Miss D's doing that, taking care of a couple of customers, I gotta say,
well, not that kind of customers.
Oh, I wasn't. There's all kinds of home businesses.
Well, I just want to make sure the audience knows. Yeah.
There's all kinds of home businesses, people. It wasn't narcotic related. But I'd like to take this time to also ask everybody to check our channel out on YouTube, the What's Your Opinion show, along with the parent channel ran by Kenny Jackson, Opinion with Facts. Check us out on Twitter, the What's Your Opinion show on Twitter. Check us out on Facebook, our page. Go to the page on Twitter and Facebook. Okay, also, too, I want to remind everybody that I'm not equipped yet for these shows for people to call in. So if you want to leave, there's a message board on the YouTube channel of the What's Your Opinion show. You just click on the show, and you'll see a message board or a chat to the side, and you can talk to that. But yeah, Susan Collins, I just gotta say, is really I don't like to say this about another woman because I'm a man that cherishes women, but she's really a disgusting soul. I'm sorry. Just her voice, her mealy mouth, the way she does things, the way she chicken shit, pussyfoots around things. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. And not only that, people, I mean, this is really a time to start reflecting and getting knowledge and reflecting on our Constitution and how that thing needs to be totally rewritten to include everybody, not just have white slave owning people in mind. You know, there's a lot of fucked up things in the Constitution that need to be addressed. Okay, and with the majority of the country, and more thinking like we do on this show, like Misty and I do, like Kenny does, like Oak does, like other folks like mine think, with more people like that and these constrictive laws with all these lifetime appointments left over by these conservatives and right-wing, you know, racist nut jobs that want to get up, you know, they preach. This is what I can't stand about a lot of the right-wing party. They preach limited government, no government intrusion, but yet they want to be in a woman's uterus. They want to make sure that you're not using anything that might make you feel pleasurable. They want to make sure that they, you know, have a control on your morals, things like that. But when it comes to anything else as far as health, they don't want to help. And it's just sad and it's disgusting. They claim to care about children and all that when it comes to like abortion. Oh, you're killing a baby. Yeah, well, they don't give a fuck about that child once it's born. They vote to cut school lunch programs. They vote to cut Head Start programs. You can go on and on and on with it. And that's the way that it works. You know, it gets old after a while. And of course, it went right down party lines like usual to vote to confirm him. And now, you know, okay, it's not just even they could. Oh, you're back. Okay, go ahead. What would
just go ahead and continue whatever you were talking about.
Well, I was just going to say, of course, you know, Kavanaugh is that arrogant vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. The people, they're already stripping Roe v. Wade rights in some of these states, you know, like North Dakota. I said on a show there's only one place in North Dakota, actually, not two, where you can get an abortion in that whole conservative fucking state. There's only one place for a woman to go to get an abortion, and they make it even in other states harder. You got to travel, you can only do it here, you can only do it there. I'd love to see some of those anti-abortion protesters sometime at an abortion clinic, man. I'd fucking hear this. Those are the only people that get my dander up, and these racist, cocksucking, fucking ignorant, saltine cracker people that go along with everything Trump says, and it have always gone along with this Republican Party. You know, they talk about the economy doing good. Bull fucking shit. This economy's doing good for the wealthy, the 1% that got these tax cuts, and then a little bit of it that is really helping some folks. If it is, it's because of Obama's tax plan. And it always happens when a Democrat's in, they get something going like that, and then it doesn't kick in for a while, and the Republican comes in and takes credit for it. Ronald Reagan did it to Jimmy Carter. I mean, you know, George Bush did it to Bill Clinton. And then the economy crashed, of course. Same thing with Trump. He takes all the credit when it's Obama's credit, but with Trump's tweaking to it with these tax cuts, crashes the economy. Ronald Reagan did the same thing. He added these tax cuts on top for the wealthy 1% after you know, the economy was starting to pick up. He added those, and we're going to have another economic collapse because of this in a couple of years, in a year. You know, it's just economics and how it works.
Yeah, but it's going to pay off for the
people in charge
now, and the top percent. You know, I don't know any of the top percent. I can only just imagine.
Me too. It's like
how they live and the parties they go to, and how they would just
Never hungry, never have to worry about anything, have all the pleasure they want. They don't have to give a fuck. It's just amazing.
You know what? And they all would, without their money, look much older than me. You know,
and they look well, yeah, and they look.
Money is what keeps them being halfway decent. Their money, they get the sonobello and liposuction.
Oh yeah,
else out there, you know, Botox or whatever.
The best
they do all of that. You know, their breast is uplifted. They got implants and all of that. You know, these are not average people. And then
these are people living on a whole nother world. They're in their own bubble, and they don't have a clue anymore. Even if they ever did, if any of them ever did, they don't now, and most of them never did.
You're right. I think most of them never did, because most of the people that we're talking about.
Yeah, these are not people that pulled themselves up.
Like Kim Kardashian, you know, she came out. I mean, she was already rich when she came out of the womb, because somebody else had money. My parents came from nothing. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. My parents came from nothing. They didn't have nothing then, and they still don't have anything. All they're trying to do is keep a roof over their head, and that's all I've ever heard from my parents, is that you just trying to keep a roof over your head with lights, water, gas, just the initial things.
Stressing about the bills, things like that, things they've never even had to fathom.
Just only the initial things. There no extras. I don't hear my mother talking about anything extra. You know what extra is in my family? When she talks about food, that's extra.
Yeah.
Okay? That's extra to my family. It's food. But you know, having gas, lights, running water. I mean, you know, really. And then we got all these people talking. I don't even know what they're talking about. They need to just.
Nobody in this wealthy country likes a scam. Nobody should fucking have to worry about any of those things you mentioned. Nobody should have to worry about those basics.
Not with all the money that.
No.
Look, I think I overheard Donald Trump saying something about that. He could pay for the wall himself. The wall he once built. Why ask us people? You know what? I'm gonna get on that, and I'm gonna get on something else. But why ask us to help build a wall? First of all, a wall that I really don't even give a shit about.
I don't either. I'm for open borders.
Got billions of dollars, and then your friends got billions of dollars. Why don't y'all go out here and do this, that, and the other?
Yeah, okay. You know, we're one fucking planet. I don't like countries separated by walls. We're one. People need to get over this. We're one planet. This fucking border bullshit is ridiculous.
Okay, what do you think the border wall is going to do? Do you think it's going to stop? Look, if I need to look at, you know what? People have dug tunnels out of prison.
There are tunnels. The real drugs.
A wall, really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me. Look, it's nothing but a mathematical equation. You know, tell me, okay, it's a wall. You can't get past that. Okay, I'll figure out a way to get past it. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, the cartels have for years. They got
figure out a way to get past it. So you know, you want to put billions of dollars. And look, I see too many people, they trying to eat. They trying to survive. They trying to live. We don't have enough money to give to that. You know, but I'm going to lay that aside. You know, I get phone calls almost every day from the Children's Wish Foundation, you know, the veterans, the police. Everybody wants a donation. And you know what? I'm a good girl. You know, I try to give a little bit to all of them, just a little bit. You know, but why am I doing it? I guarantee you, Trump is not Trump, and nobody in his family or group is given to all the organizations that I give to. But they're the ones with the money. They keep all their money, but you wanna hounding me. Now, I'm going to take you down a different road right now.
Okay.
Okay. There's this commercial, it comes on all the time, and they have this sovereign music, and it's all about, your pets, animals, and, you're leaving your animals out and you're not taking care of them, and
Yeah.
and they don't know when they're going to be abused, and they're in these chains, and they're kept this way and that way. It's nothing different than what they did to black people. But I don't hear that sovereign music about black people. But we're supposed to be we're talking about animals right now, like dogs and cats.
Yeah,
I
important to me.
love my cat. Don't get me wrong, but they play
No,
this.
but it's exactly how slaves were treated. It's exactly the same way. When you see that cruelty, it was like that and worse.
Look, we were in chains, choke collars,
dragged across the ocean in a boat in it.
You know what? All of that, even though they want to say, okay, get over it, but you know what? It all tells me something about you as a person.
Yeah, you want somebody to get over it like that.
That you thought, that you even had the thought pattern that it was okay. It was okay to chain somebody up, to starve somebody, to kill somebody. See, I never killed anybody.
No.
I starved anybody. I've never whipped anybody where their skin is falling off. See, I've never done any of that, and none of my ancestors, as far as I know, have not done any of that. No, neither did we rape.
No.
The other.
Probably cross your mind.
I mean, it just tells me. Even every time I watch a movie on Lifetime, because I love Lifetime, because that's like a woman's show. I love it. But
you're not alone. A lot of people do.
But 10 minutes in, somebody's going to get killed because somebody got in the way of a white person's dream. What they want, when they want something, if you are in the way, they just kill you.
Yeah, they're definitely 100 times more over likely to, and they'll just bulldoze anything in their way.
But they frighten of us only because underneath it all, in the underlining, we are much more powerful, much more. Even in our speech, it's much more powerful. I know that. That's why I'm proud to be who I am. Would I like to be a white girl? Not really. I know they get all the roles on TV. I told my daughter, she graduated from Howard, and she was, from theater. And I said, I see some white women at the age of 29 to 30. All of a sudden they come out and they got 3, 4, 5, 6 movies all in a row.
Yeah.
See, never happened to a black woman, But white girls, look, y'all.
They get a guaranteed.
You already know you got it made. You don't have to struggle like me. You don't have the struggle like I do. When I go to bed, I have a lot of thoughts I have to take to bed with me. You got your parents that's gonna take care of everything for you. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, Larry, that a lot of white folks that's probably out here just listening, they probably killed somebody or did some damage to somebody, but the parents got them out of it. Why? Because the parents had some money. That's all it is. And the parents felt that their child was more important on this earth than anybody else. So, so what?
Yeah, it's happened probably more times than you think.
See, I'm irrelevant. See, they would just soon come in here and kill me because I'm not relevant to what they think. They think, okay, well, my child has this great prestige and because they're gonna go on and do this and that or the other.
Go to Yale, go here.
You know what? I could go to Yale too. If I had a parent paying for it, it's all because my ancestors didn't have it. But don't think for 1 second that I'm not smart enough to be at Yale or any other college.
No question about it.
Just as good, if not better, than my counterparts, and I know that.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody calls in and says something negative or even positive, because I'll take it all in. But don't think for 1 second that I'm not smart enough to be at a prestige college. I just didn't have parents that could do that for me.
Yeah, I want to say, Misty, I've always said that if Black people had the same opportunities last 100 years as white people had, what you would see right now is, even though it's only 13% of the population, I think you would see 40 to 60% of the top lawyers, CEOs, scientists, doctors in the country be Black. I really do.
I tell you this, Larry, I dare any white person that probably has all the things that they have to just give me just the opportunity. That's all I want. It's just the opportunity. You don't have to flourish me with nice clothes, and you don't have to put me up in some penthouse. Just give me the opportunity. See, but they're not even willing to do that, because I already know what I would do with it. I already know.
They know you won't stay on their code.
What?
Yeah, they would already know that you would not, even given the opportunity, you would not stay on their code and in their
not their code. I'd be in my own code.
Yeah, and they would want you to do it.
Is that I would bring forth the A. If they said, okay, Misty, we'll give you X amount of dollars. All we require from you is to be. If they say 4.0, I can pull that off. But if they say 3.5, that'd be like no problem whatsoever. I wouldn't even have to try hard for that, But just prove us wrong that a Black person cannot achieve the same without getting. Because look, I'm very ethical. I don't do anything unethical. I'm not gonna go online and try to figure out what the right answers are. I don't do that. That's what my brain is for. I try to figure it out on my own. But see, there's no white person out there that's gonna give me a chance. And look, Kim Kardashian, all that money she's gotten and everything, she didn't have to work for any of it. I don't look up to people like that. I look up.
Yeah, a lot of sheets do on TV though, that watch these reality shows. They'd rather be into that than learning about what the fuck's really going on. I mean, the Kardashians are brainless. Yeah, it's a brainless waste.
Look, Kris Jenner made money off of her husband's, and that's where it all started. And then, yes, Kris Jenner first of all,
the mom. You mean the mom?
Yes.
The mom is. I would never use.
She made money off of them. She took what they made. She didn't make no money. I'm just saying that she took what they made. Look, if I had money, if my father, which he's already passed, if my father left me $1 million, I would not be talking to you right now. Okay,
I'd be living off the interest of it.
I wouldn't be even. I would probably make it into a multitude.
Yeah, create a
because
business.
I'm smart and I'm business like as well. But you know what? I didn't have a father that left me $1 million, or not even 50,000. That's a small amount. That goes. That's a car. Period. Okay. I'm just saying that I've managed to survive in this world with nothing. Okay, and I still trying to make it work. So
yeah,
all this right here talking about, I don't look up to any of them. I don't look up to any of them. I'm not even sure if I can continue to even look up to Oprah. You know, she's done a lot for the community, but she's way out there too. I mean,
as much money as she's got, though, she hasn't done nearly enough, and she's got enough money to do stuff.
That's what I'm saying. There is enough money.
Yeah, you know, she's not done impressed me at all. A couple times when I was younger, but she's really sold out just in the fact of her like going into her own bubble. You know, I mean, that's her choice, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't really have any respect for the woman at all. Not a bit.
I have respect for her, but
well, yeah, for doing what she did and went growing up, she hasn't lived that life in years.
She used to always talk about her best friend, Gail. And Gail is on one of these little talk shows now, you know, been on one. But you know what? It's only because Gail is only on a talk show because she was friends with Oprah. It's not because of anything that she's accomplished or done. See, you know what? It's all about sometimes who you know. Now, look, I know you, Larry, but I don't know what you can do for me.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, no doubt about it. And yeah, look, we're coming up on an hour. We're coming up over an hour here now. I think it's been a really interesting talk. Did you have any other things you wanted to touch on before we?
I don't know. We already know that
Kavanaugh was confirmed.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look to see if anything else is going on. We are okay, but the thing is that, ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to understand that. Okay, fine, he's confirmed, but where does that place Christine Blasey for? Where does she go from this point that she's not believed, she's made fun of, she's being laughed at again, like she said that she was being laughed at in that room? You know, where do we go from here? Because next time it could be your daughter or cousin or sister or something, you know, and I do worry about that. What do we do next?
Right.
You know, because this is going to go forward. Now, I do believe that they are going to try to overturn Roe v. Wade. I hate it, but you know,
what's the reality we're up against?
And that's just the starters. Because when I saw Brett Kavanaugh in some of the hearings, he lost his temper. And you know what?
That was enough for me to get rid of him. That was enough for me.
Exactly. I've been to many interviews. If I was at any interview, I don't care how minuscule it was, but any interview that I was at, if I lost my temper like that, and I saw him push back like this, and he said, "Look, Senator, see, you don't talk to me like that. Look, Senator, I don't have to look. What you have to do is listen." You know, he already knew that he could say and do whatever it is he wanted to do, and he did it, and he got away with it. He said, "Look, Senator, I don't know about this and that, but this is the way I was. I like beer. I drank beer. I drank plenty of beer. Sometimes I had too much beer." You know.
Yeah. But what world are we living in now? No shit. That's fucking. It was crazy. He was so disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. Yeah. But you know what? He still is going to be on the. I just hope I don't have to take anything to the Supreme Court. You know.
No. Ask him to be recused.
He's on there to make sure that Trump doesn't go down. That's what this is all about.
No, period, point blank. At the end of the day, that's simple in a nutshell. He's on there so Trump won't go down, because if Trump is tried to be If Mueller tries to bring charges on him, all the courts, I'm sure, will side with Mueller till they get to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will overturn it in favor of Trump because of Kavanaugh's vote.
What I am worried about, though, Larry, is the fact that when I do see those rallies, that the people behind him, I don't know if they're paid to.
They're cult members.
You know what?
Those signs are given to him, by the way. Did you know that all those signs in the crowd Trump's campaign hands out, or the staff hands out?
Well, I'm just saying the people that are behind him, if they actually believe in him, I mean, women and men. I mean, I saw them.
Yeah, I know. I have to wonder if they're being paid.
And it just did not suit me well.
You know, it looks like a Hitler Youth rally.
Excuse me, the show is so totally disgusting. You're clapping for him and you're cheering for him, and when it was like mocking Professor Ford, I saw women back there just praising and clapping, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
No, I'm like, am I watching these people in real life? Am I coming in contact with any of these people that believe that? But I think that they're all, I don't know what to believe. You know, it's just.
Some of them are probably put in there. They want people with a good look that are going to clap, make good smirks. Yeah, a lot of it's choreographed. But these are people that buy into his bullshit.
I would hope so. I would hope so, because if people are really out there praising that, what he was saying when he was saying, "Oh, where were you? I don't know," and I mean, he really did.
Christian values, such Christian values they all have.
I'm like, okay. Well, you know what? And another thing, my Christian values. I mean, look, I have Christian values, but these evangelical listeners, and I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they think that their way is the way. You know, I've been in this world over half of a century. Okay, over half of a century, yes. So there's a lot that I've seen, a lot that I've watched, and all I'm trying to do is just kind of get through life. They're not trying to just get through life. They're trying to have everything it is that life has to give. I'm just trying to get through it. And there's a big difference in that. You know.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's things that they'll never have to understand.
Right. Okay, let's wind this down. Now, unless you want to. I mean,
let's wind this down. We've gone an hour. We would go longer, but we know that America's attention span is a little bit runs a little bit short. But Misty, your show will be on the What's Your Opinion channel. Keeping it real with Misty. But do you have a Facebook or anything that you want to throw out there where people can look you up, or do you know, or at this time is that still a work in progress? I just kind of wanted to let everybody know.
Now it is still a work in progress, but the next time that we go on, which will be
next Saturday.
You want to do next Saturday?
Yep.
Everything will be up and running. Everything will be up and running, and of course, I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook, up under Double D 4364 at Hotmail. But anyway, but we will do another show, Larry and I, and you'll probably hear me on Opinion but Facts with Kenny in the week. And we're trying to get this jumping off where hopefully we can make a little bit of a difference, or at least put a dent in what's happening, you know, because there's so much happening, you know, and I'm not going to give up, ladies and gentlemen, on this. You know,
I don't think any of us are. It can be tiring at times, but we're fighting through it. And yeah, I mean, if we can change one person's not a thought, but give them something to think about. We're not trying to alter anybody's mind, but if we can give somebody something to think about.
This is a big cause, and this affects us all. And it doesn't just affect us as being 40, 50, or 60. It doesn't just affect us. We have children, and then they're going to be having their children, if not already. So, you know, all of this is going to affect your daughters and your sons. And another thing, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we as women, we don't want to accuse anyone, not unless you're the culprit. Okay, this is not fun to say you did something if it did not happen. I mean, I get no justice out of just accusing someone because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something like that. That is not what's happening here. Okay. When someone comes out, and which we don't like to come out because not even your parents believe you. Okay. So why say anything? And the minute we do say something, then this is what we get.
Yeah, you get put on trial, exactly, kind of.
Yes. Sort of. And then we have to relive the whole thing. And when I say relive it, the smells come back. That I'm telling you, that is one of the main things that I will never forget was the stench of it. You know. And I may have been maybe 6. So we're talking a long time ago. More than 36 years, at least 40. You know, it's something that I probably will never forget. But I don't mention it. I try not to even bring it up. But it's in the back of my head. It's like taking, you know, a side plate in the back. You know, but it's still there. It's still there. But I can't tell you the exact year, the exact time. I can tell you where it was, but it's certain things that we can remember, and a lot of things that we look, guys and gals, when you are sexually assaulted, what you want to do, what you try to do is put it out of your mind. You try to, but you can't. So that's why there's a lot of things you don't remember, because you have tried over years to put it out of your mind. But there's certain things that still stays in your mind. And obviously there was just enough that stayed in her mind. But she probably had been trying to put this whole ordeal of somebody, you know, assaulting her out of her mind for years. I get it.
Yeah.
And we got all these old white men trying to speak up and say something. You don't know shit, white men.
They're dribbling fools.
You're not a woman, and you never will. You never will. I don't try to understand what's in your head, so don't try to understand what's in mine. Okay, we do think differently. You learn that in school, biology, psychology, and all the other things. You learn all that we all think differently. We're the same. We bleed the same. You know, you have to understand that your thoughts is like, you know, I gotta succeed and I gotta make it, and regardless. And most of this is from a white man's point of view.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah. Look, okay, we're going to wind this show down, you guys. It's been real, and there is so much more. You'll hear me on Ken's show on, I think, Wednesday. Is that right, Larry?
Yes.
For the Black Man's Opinion, I think.
Yeah, I think it's at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. So
I might chime in on that, but other than that, you will hear us, Larry and I, again on this channel on
Next Saturday.
Yep.
Next Saturday, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 East.
And there's so much more, and I will try to keep track of what's going on. And this is not just for the gentlemen, this is for the ladies as well, so we can all come together and understand what's happening, because I might not live to even see the turnaround. I've been still waiting on it from the Civil War, the turnaround, and we have gone backwards quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
just in the last 2 years.
But I told Larry earlier, it's now or never, and I'm here. It's now or never. So I'm going to do my best to get the information out there, and I hope you guys tune in. Larry, do your closing arguments, and we'll be good.
Thank you, Counselor. My closing arguments. Well, again, like I mentioned, I'd like to thank Kenny Jackson. Shout out to Kenny. Ooh, shout out to Oak. The Black Man Show is awesome. On Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern. I'd like to give a shout out to our channel, the What's Your Opinion Show channel, with Miss D being one of the shows on there. Keeping it real with Miss D like she always does, and there is a lot more. There's plenty more. We could go forever, but we understand that attention fans can be short, so we're trying to get the info out there to people enough to digest it that may not know. And we'll be back next Saturday, same time, same place. And with that, I'm going to wish everybody a big Cosmic Game kiss, and we're out.
Bravo!
Yeah!